And are you refreshed? Good. Now what?
First of all, I have to thank you. You've completely saved my life and do so on a daily basis, so thank you. So there's a man.
Next.
It feels clear to me that we attracted one another very much in the vortex.
Does he know it?
Yes. He's very awake. He's obsessed with you as well. We've just had this ongoing little aspect of discord for about 6 years.
Oh. 6 years, eh? You've been talking about it that long? Wonder why it hasn't gone away.
So,
keep updating it.
Yes.
Let's do it with infinite intelligence.
Yes. So I've actually been trying to do that whole satisfied, dissatisfied thing with relationship to this.
Is there anything satisfying about him?
Very much.
Then why are we even talking about that?
So,
is this on? Why are we even talking about that?
There's one piece of dissatisfaction. I can just leave.
We're talking about it because you want to update it further?
I can't seem to get into agreement with this one issue.
All right, we'll hear you.
So he is very certain and very confident that he wants to call other people into his life, and he wants to be free and single. Those are his words. His actions suggest the exact opposite. So I don't know, do I listen to his actions or do I listen to his words?
We're going to put your question into some different words, and maybe you can hear our words in a fresher way than you can hear your own, because you kind of feel stuck in that question that you've been asking for 6 years. These are the words that we would describe your question with. Should I take some action to try to prevent something that I don't want from happening? Or should I just personally stay true to my own desire? Even in something as intimate and personal and close up as a relationship with another person, do their intentions or their seeming verbalization of intentions need to be part of my equation? And it seems logical when you live in an action-oriented world and when you are interacting with another person with whom you are trying to find collaboration and cooperation and consideration and co-creation. It seems logical that you need to be on the same page about all the subjects, unless you accept that every person, just like every particle of the universe, has things that are compatible with what you want and things that are not compatible with what you want, and that the best you can do as you move through this plethora of opportunities is to be true to your own intention, in which case your influence for that is strong. Or you can give your attention to this and that and this and that and this and that and lose your connection to what you desire, and then your point of attraction is negatively affected because you're not under the influence of what you really want. You're under the influence to some degree about what you don't want. It's interesting as we watch humans in their relationship experiences, especially this part of relationship that you're talking about. So let's say this one prefers monogamy and this one prefers lots of choices. Whether they take them or not, they want the options to be there. So it seems that there is a difference of what is wanted. Now there are lots of other things that they are in perfect harmony about, but just these things that they're not. So what usually happens is this one who wants monogamy, who could be in vibrational alignment with source energy about it, because when you want, source lines up with it and attracts and influences and gathers all cooperative components to what you want. But if you're not lined up with that, if you've got split energy, then you're not lined up with your strongest point of leverage. In fact, you're lined up more with what you don't want than with what you do want. So usually what happens is this one who wants monogamy is not a vibrational match to it, focused upon fearful thoughts, unsatisfactory thoughts, and so not in harmony with source, not powerful, and then blaming the other's seeming intentions for the discord, when that's not the reason for the discord. The discord is because you're not in harmony with your own intention. So this one is focusing on what this one wants, and so therefore not in their own power, and this one's focused upon what this one wants, and therefore not in their own power. And so neither one of them are really tuned in with what they want, and both of them are blaming the other one for not being, and that's really the basis of the discord more than it is any practical functionality of the relationship. Now, if you could hear that without your mind twisting into a knot as you are trying to think about, well, what would you do if the circumstances were leaning towards something that you did not want? If you heard what we said, then you've really got this satisfaction thing down, and you're going to be able to do a better and better job of controlling your vibration. Because the thing that we so want you to hear, and it's harder on some subjects than other, this is sort of a hard subject to hear this on, but we really want you to hear this. Your dissatisfaction is deviating from your own intentions, not hooking up with somebody else that's deviating from your own intentions, even if it's your sexual partner. It's your deviation from who you are that brings you unhappiness. But most people think, no, it isn't, Abraham. It's my ability to control him. That's what gives me happiness. If I can control him. And we say, maybe for a little while, but someone who's being controlled, or even with someone who thinks they're controlling you, brings such discord in you that that relationship is doomed for failure anyway. Might as well face the fact that everybody is the creator of their own reality. And as you line up with what you really want, one of two things will happen. If you stay consistently in alignment with what you want, in concert with what's in your vortex, one of two things will happen, and only one of two things will happen. Either he will join you in that intention, or another will. But if you don't find satisfaction, then he will continue to disappoint you. And so will the next, and 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 the next, because the only control you're talking about is your satisfaction factor. Helpful?
Very helpful. Very, very, very helpful. So just for total clarification, do I do that by continuing to focus on the satisfaction, or do I forcibly focus on my end result, vibrational end result, and cut it?
Is this on?
Okay.
Is this on? Were you here all day?
Yes. Okay, so the satisfaction, by focusing on the satisfaction. Yes, okay.
So here's a good question. Is it easier for me to find satisfaction in thoughts and vibrations, or is it easier for me to find satisfaction in monitoring behavior? You just have to decide. Or is it easier for me to find satisfaction by staying off that subject and focusing upon other subjects which are easy to feel satisfied about? Because as we talked about with our friend earlier, you've already asked and it's already done. It's already been given. It's already been chosen. Now you can focus upon anything and everything that gives you satisfaction, and you'll be in the right place to get what you want, even about that subject that you're now not thinking about. And why am I not thinking about it? Because that's a hard subject for me to feel complete satisfaction about. So I'm kind of doing my best to stay off of that so that I hold myself in a more consistent satisfaction. And then, as you said, things are really going the way you want them to. It's just this threat that he sort of holds over your head. It's almost a little bit like, if you're not really good, then I'll be bad. You find all kinds of ways to control each other. and most of it is about monitoring behavior. But you want to be uncontrollable by others. You want to be so good at finding your own satisfaction that nobody's the boss of you. You're in complete alignment with your inner being, and therefore with everything that you've asked for, and therefore everything that you want is coming. And so nobody has any hold over you. And do you know, that's all he's trying to tell you. That's what he wants. It's not all those other things that your crazy mind is making you think that it is. All he wants is just to know that he's the boss of him. That's all any of you want. And you're not going to discover that until you show yourself the satisfaction factor, and you hold yourself in satisfaction most of the time. Then almost anybody could walk up to you and say almost anything, and you could say, okay. You wouldn't feel threatened or abused or vulnerable or victim or in any sort of jeopardy. You'd just know they just don't understand, and that's okay, and you'd wish them well because you want them to understand, because you would like them to live a more secure life, because if they lived a more secure life, they wouldn't be trying to control other people like you. See what we're getting at? Really good. Really good. Really good.